All right, let's talk about weight loss. We've all heard the same old story, right? But what if that one big rule, the one everyone agrees on, is actually the reason so many of us fail? Let's dig into that. So, what is that golden rule I'm talking about? Come on, you know it, I know it. It's been hammered into our heads for decades. It's supposed to be the absolute fundamental law of dropping weight. Yep, there it is. Eat less, lose weight. Just simple math. Calories in, calories out. We've heard it a million times, and honestly, it sounds so simple, so logical, that we just never really stop to question it. It should work. But here's the big question. What if it's not about math at all? What if it's about biology? What if we've been trying to solve a biology problem with a math equation? And what if the real key is learning to understand the powerful signals our own bodies are sending us? And that brings us to the real hero, or maybe villain of our story. A powerful player that's almost totally ignored in the calorie conversation, but who might actually be running the whole show from behind the scenes. It's time to talk about insulin. So, what exactly is insulin? Think of it like this. It's your body's super powerful gatekeeper hormone. Its entire job is to direct traffic. It tells your body what to do with the energy from the food you eat, whether to burn it for fuel or to store it as fat. And believe me, when insulin talks, your body listens. No questions asked. Okay, this is where it gets really, really interesting. The best way to think about insulin is like a simple on-off switch for fat. When your insulin levels go up, let's say after you eat some carbs, the fat storage switch gets flipped on. But here's the critical part. At the exact same time, the fat burning switch gets slammed off. It's not just slowed down, it's turned off. This means that as long as your insulin is high, your body is physically blocked from burning its own fat stores for energy. That fat is literally locked away. So now that we get how that switch works, you can probably see where this is going. What happens when that switch is stuck in the on position for too long? Well, that's how high insulin levels can totally sabotage everything we're trying to do. It creates this powerful biological trap, one that so many of us are stuck in without even knowing it. And here it is, the vicious cycle in all its glory. It starts when your insulin rises. That can lead to a blood sugar crash, which, you guessed it, makes you hungry again, like really soon after eating. That hunger then fuels intense cravings, usually for more sugary, carb-heavy foods. Over time, this whole process can even slow down your metabolism. But the real kicker, number 5, the fat gets locked into your cells. It makes it almost impossible for your body to access it, no matter how much you restrict your calories. Okay, let's make this super practical. I'm going to show you a perfect example of this in action, a tale of two foods. And here's the twist. They have the exact same number of calories. And that magic number is 200 calories. Now, according to the old calories in, calories out rulebook, 200 calories is 200 calories, period. Doesn't matter if it's from a cookie or a carrot. But as you're about to see, your biology has a very, very different opinion on the matter. Check this out. On the left, 200 calories of almonds. On the right, 200 calories of biscuits. To a calorie counting app, they are identical. But to your hormones, it's a completely different story. The almonds barely move the needle on your insulin. They keep it calm. The door to your fat stores, it stays wide open, ready for business. But the biscuits, they cause a massive insulin spike. And what does that do? It slams that door to your fat stores shut and shouts, "Store fat now." So you see the problem, right? If the issue is hormonal, then the solution has to be hormonal too. This means we need to stop playing that old, frustrating calorie counting game. It's time for a whole new game with a whole new set of rules. And here's the biggest rule change of all. The goal is no longer just about a calorie deficit. That's not the target anymore. The real goal is achieving hormonal balance. It's about creating an environment inside your body where it actually wants to burn fat. Get the hormones right, and the weight loss can happen almost as a side effect. And when you start focusing on balancing that insulin, things can start to feel, well, almost magical. You get natural hunger control, no more white-knuckling it between meals. The crazy sugar cravings, they just kind of disappear. Your energy levels go way up. And the best part, that fat-burning switch we talked about, it finally gets slipped to the on position and stays there. Weight loss stops feeling like this uphill battle and just becomes a natural, sustainable process. So if you take away just one single thing from all of this, let it be this sentence right here. Weight loss is actually a hormone game. It's not about math, it's about biology. That's the whole story in a nutshell. So let's just put it all side by side one last time. You've got two games you can play. On one side, there's calorie counting, a game of pure math and numbers, which often feels like you're fighting your own body. On the other side, you have hormone balancing, a game of biology and signals where you learn to work with your body, not against it. So I'll leave you with this final thought. After seeing how this all works, isn't it maybe time to stop obsessing over counting every last number and start focusing on what your hormones are actually trying to tell you?